Hello everyone, welcome back. Mirage is our next map, of course. Sangal up against 1win. It was 1win taking the first map, 16-10, as it was kind of a clinic from them, to be honest with you, in that second half especially. But now we move on to their home favourite of Mirage, looking pretty tough here for Sangal. They have to defy the odds massively.
Yeah, no, agreed. This is a map in which is very favourable over towards 1win. It's going to be super difficult for Sangal to flip this one on its head. They may have expected this map coming through, which potentially could have given them time to anti-strat and whatnot, but even still, you just think on a raw kind of pound-for-pound power basis, these two sides is pretty lopsided in terms of where they stand. There's a big flank coming through, though. Kory's got so much information.
I'm scary. PANIX. Hiding away at the back end of the site. Strikes up, finds one, looking for more. Can he get it done? They are starting to now surround this bomb site. They're swarming in. The Glock are doing some damage here, making it look scary. Soulfly with a key frag onto Forrester. Drops the bomb as well, importantly. He will find another Nickelback. Leaves Deco to do it all. And they know exactly where he is with the bomb at their feet. This is looking very good for Sangal.
Yeah, the question is, of course, just, well, what now? Already. It has been a pretty damn good round for Sangal. They started well in towards their pick. Deco winning a masterclass here, but it's not about to start. There's the first. Even more as well. Time is starting to tick, so you're getting forced in towards engagements. This could actually work in his favor. If you can catch Sangal off guard, they're not exactly in an immaculate crossfire, and they're giving him 1v1s.
What a shot! Oh, he comes close to Kyuubii, leaves him on 29 HP, but he's not able to take it over the line. And Sangal come away with the pistol, but only just. Deco is still active, still alive. He has certainly not left himself an Inferno, that's for sure, but Sangal, they will take it.
They made things definitely uncomfortable for themselves. Sangal taking a lot of these 1v1s, which most definitely didn't need to be taken. But hey, the main thing, of course, is them finding that opening round. And in doing so as well, no bomb plant for 1win means that the cash is pretty limited over there. It's better. So this isn't exactly secure by any means. We're going to see how things continue to pan out right now. I'm not going to get too kind of, sucked in to Sangal doing well, because we did that over towards Inferno. 6-0 start for them, and that went south pretty quickly. So we know how things can go there. We'll be calm and level-headed, at least for the time being. 1win. This is a bit of a throwaway round, though. And the good thing for them is they haven't overly invested in towards this one. They're just playing things, slow, level-headed, have an AK buy to work with in towards round number 3.
See what can get done, though. Deco on the D. Oh, spots him out, but no finisher coming in, unfortunately. Boomich is up close and personal here with the B250. Trying to get a bit cheeky. But Soulfly, in a moment's time, will start to rain holy fire down on them. And that is exactly what happens. Kyuubii finding himself a double, just going to be Boomich. And they knew where he was at. Second round in a row. Easy stuff. Once again, Sangal coming away with yet another.
Yeah, as things stand, no complaints there at all. Very comfortable kind of Counter-Strike being played. And, of course, in doing so, now we're asking for more. Can they continue this little run of form, Sangal? We need a much, much better showing from them. A little bit more of a clinic before we even get remotely comfortable. 1 minute towards the AKs. AKs armor, bit of util to work with. This is the true test. How does Sangal fare? How will they fare over towards Mirage? We'll find out here now. Flash will come through. It's looking sticky over towards PANIX. He's getting pincered in. We'll find 1.5.
Yeah, a little bit of a weird exchange here into the underpass, isn't it? Nice spacing from the T side there to make sure that that trade comes in, though. Incredibly important that it does, so they can take the lead in the round. And, of course, with an early rifle buy here, it makes things very difficult for Sangal. Only 2 remaining, and they've got pretty poor weaponry, so not really looking too good at all for Kory and Scrunk.
It's going to be tough. Kory, post up over towards ramp. Everyone goes that way, they're in trouble. I guess pretty unfortunate for him. It's not looking like that's the case so far. Bomb is towards none of the B sites. I'm sure they'll commit sooner rather than later. The 1-win style, of course, pretty traditionally. It's just slow and steady. Even still, the commit looks like a mid over towards B. Already can see Travis getting a lot of info. Nobody's here to meet him. They've wrapped through short as well. Sangal doubled away from the B side, expecting an A hit, and unfortunately, they've called it wrong.
Yeah, it is kind of the RNG of Counter-Strike, the high-level Counter-Strike, right? When you make that stack call, and they will have called the wrong bomb site, unfortunately. Maybe now try and recover things back, pick up the pieces over on B, but I don't think they're going to fully understand how deep in towards B the control is here for the side of Sangal. Ooh, spotted. Maybe if they had a kit, I'd give them a chance. They do indeed have the know-how to find this first frag. Not going to happen, though. The stronger weaponry, Skunk with a nice trade and an AK to recover, but 1win will very quickly get themselves around and make sure that the pressure is on Sangal.
Yeah, the big thing as well is, I guess, for 1win, stay alive with what they've got left. It's been made a little bit expensive in towards this round. That's a silver lining for Sangal, but all things considered, it's 1win. The T-side putting up their first round on the board and starting to continue that run of form. And of course, is always going to be the big thing that we're going to look towards. How many rounds can they put up on the board? How many can they continue with that sort of bomb plant and the 2 remaining alive? They should have drops all around. It shouldn't be too problematic. At the very most, or like at worst, I guess a Khalil might have to come into play for Nickelback, but I don't think it's all too problematic. And no, actually, in towards the AK is no issue. Opting for a little bit of a lower util buy for him. All things considered, though, not bad. Not bad at all. Sangal for them. All buy back out. That was, generally speaking, a bonus buy. All been playing now for PANIX. This is a must convert, though. When we saw as well Sangal in these kind of full buy versus full buy rounds, struggled to find serious impact, especially over towards the CT side of Inferno. So what can they do here?
What can they do here indeed? Kory hidden away towards triple. Pretty pivotal position. Flash comes round, going to leave him incredibly blind, but he is still alive, and he's buying space. He's buying time for his teammates, Kyuubii in particular. 4 versus 3, though. Need a trade to come back in for that CT side, and soon need it fast. Boomich, meanwhile, lurking around towards the ladder room, will find Soulfly. So all of a sudden, things falling apart on towards this A-bomb site. The defense can't get it done. They'll try their best to remain alive, but the bomb plant coming in momentarily will mean that things are setting up very nicely indeed for 1win. However, there is an opportunity. Great find from Deco. Leaves it all onto Kyuubii, but it's certainly not out of the question. They're very split. Can't really work off of each other incredibly well. And of course, being on low HP, Kyuubii could get it. Travis with the off angle, but he does not find the frag. And now Deco has to try and time onto Kyuubii. His position has just not been considered at all. Deco gets lucky, if you ask me. But 1win will be happy with the round.
Yeah, that was a shaky round of Counter-Strike coming through from 1win. But like you said, right, all that matters, the main thing, is them finding it, them having that little bit of success. That's all that we really care about. So, all tied square, 2 rounds apiece, but the big thing is for Sangal. That was a full investment, which went south. So it now means that the investment, the money they've got to work with on the limited side. Now, of course, we do ask questions. How are they going to alleviate the pressure in this situation for Sangal? It's going to be a gamble stack towards A, little bit of a pyramid over towards Ticket. Let's see if they can make it work.
I love the idea. I don't think it is going to come to fruition, though, Chief. It looks like they're headed towards B instead.
Yeah, so it's a 50-50.
It's how it always goes with these stacks, I swear to God.
No, exactly that. It's a 50-50, right? And it's just one of those things of, unfortunately, get it wrong. And even if they got it right, I think that range, they would be, they'd be in a bit of a brutal spot, right? Bomb will go down momentarily. Nobody here to meet them and greet them. For Sangal, I mean, the question is, of course, did they even rotate over? Did they even bother? And it's looking like, well, look like they might poke their head over towards a market, see if they can find anything there. The Mac 10 might get a lot of cash, though.
Oh, or not. Unfortunately, hardcore denied. They're looking for a little bit more here, though. Someone might make some cash. Question is who? Travis, so far, is the one that's making all the money. There will be some support coming in from Forrester. So there you go. There are indeed some heavy kill bonuses coming in for 1win. But at the end of the day, we're not expecting Sangal to win that round now, are we?
Yeah, only the one casualty as well. Not all too shabby. And it was a Mac 10. So realistically, Do we care? No, not all that much. So, not bad. Not bad. On win. Back in their winning ways. Back into their very decent little run of form. 3 rounds in a row now for them. And once again, back into the full buy for Sangal and must convert. They've got to keep this game competitive. They can't let it slip away from them the way that it did towards Inferno.
Kory. Wow, going to get absolutely demolished. Forrester finds his frag onto Kyuubii as well. The A-bomb site right for the taking then. They might even just call to save, to be honest. This has happened so fast, so aggressively, and so effectively that Sangal, for my money, have no chance of getting back in. PANIX does get a lurker. Ooh, and Skrunk has found Deco. Maybe I was wrong. But we'll see. Very difficult to beat here. Soulfly tries to win his fight out. It's just not going to happen, though, is it? And now I think that seals the deal for this one.
It's looking like it. Travis Saul finds Skrunk on the way out. Just to add insult to injury. PANIX and AWP needs to stay alive. That's the big thing. That's the main thing. I think actually should be absolutely fine. No problems are. So, that's 4 on the trot for 1 win. Just so consistent. We talk about how their Mirage is just so scary. It's a prime example of it. PANIX pulling away from the angle at the worst time. I think he should be fine. Potentially to keep that up. Maybe not. The labor spray will see him off, but it'll see him off all the less. That's what matters most. That's a rough one. Nothing safe for Sangal. Back down to, well, mere nothing, really, right? And again, continues to look oh so scary. This game, I know it's early doors into towards Mirage, but it's just feeling pretty jeopardous. Sangal just cannot seem to compete. The full buys are not having the impact that they would hope for. It's getting to the point of being very, very concerning.
Even in these early stages, to be fair. Yeah. Just already the way the rounds are looking for 1 win. We've casted a fair amount of Counter-Strike in our time. And you can definitely tell when a team is just so comfortable when it comes to winning.
For sure.
And I think that is indeed the case here for 1 win.
It's a mismatch right now, isn't it, right? In every sort of facet, not only kind of mechanically, but strategically. And you hate to say it, but it is just a case in point. 1 win, just that step above. If we're considering Sangal a tier 2 team, 1 win or, well, I guess tier 1.5, if you want to say it like that, or tier 3 to tier 2. That's just how things are. 5-7 up close, gets a dink, that's all it gets.
B-bomb site. Looks good here for 1 win. Just got to work their way in nice and slow and roll through the motions. Make sure they don't lose too many players. Skrunk being cheeky on the smoke is going to manage to find 2. He's actually dropped the bomb as well there, so this gets a little worrisome. Goes wide into the AWP, however, and it's all filtered out.
Shots.
Kyuubii, though, maybe has got it back on. Let's see how this one goes. They are somewhat trapped in their positions, and as he gets to deal with PANIX, who could get a bit weird if he, you know, gets the distractionary play in there for Kyuubii to work off of. That's what we're looking for. He will show himself. He will do a lot of damage onto Nickelback, in fact. Can he find the frag? Yes, he can. Glock out for Deco. The AK of PANIX gets it done, though. I thought that Deco was going to finish the round, but no. Stolen away at the very last moment, and PANIX even recovers the orb. What a ridiculous move from PANIX.
How? How they lost that round? That's a criminal one to lose. 1 win. They just get too confident, too overzealous, and things come back to bite them. That is a brutal one to be losing. You cannot let those little rounds happen. I guess credit to Sangal. They never gave up for a second. Playing in and around the smoke, Skrunk just being a nuisance, right? That's just such a brutal one to lose. You just never really expect to happen. And the fact that it has does beg a lot of questions. How they let that one slip. Of course, I guess, will that have a further effect down the line? We'll have to wait and see. But we're going to remember that one. Round number 7 going south in the way it did.
Boomich boosted up. 1 win looking for a quick recovery, I would imagine here. Certainly looking to forget about the bitter round that they have just lost. things getting somewhat tense as Sangal are in a position where they could possibly take back the lead in a short space of time. So OneWin are going to have to manage to find this one nice and clean. Toes getting shot off as Nickelback is left on 50 HP from the first exchange.
Hot flash on the corner. Forrester as well, getting a bit of space in towards close Palace. And speaking of close, up close and personal, Nickelback will find Kory. What a swing.
Oh, Soulfly going to win his fight against Boomich. Relatively big deal, but the kills keep coming in for OneWin. This is the thing, when the rifles are in play, it's a completely different kettle of fish. Yeah, you can win it with the pistols, but can you replicate that success with the rifle rounds? And so far, not so good for Sangal. They're going to try their damnedest to move in fast, but this is not looking good at all. 3-on-2. Skrunk trying to catch a player off. Kyuubii will manage to find Deco. 2 versus 2 then. Now just 1. Forrester against the world. His position going to be somewhat unknown. He's hoping to catch an early frag here. As a nade does come down. Oh, and a great trade from Kyuubii lands. Maybe there was a chance for him to hold on. There was, you know, no real kit available here. But Sangal get it done, recover the round back, and they will find themselves an even up here.
Yeah, that's it. That's the main thing. We were asking questions and begging the questions of, can they replicate on the full buys? Oh, there's the proof in the pudding. Still, you know, not exactly locked and loaded right now, but at the very least, there's more security and confirmation about what Sangal can actually bring to the table. And that's all that we really care about. Can they make themselves a competitive side? Well, right now the answer is yes. It's just about, can they make it consistent? Still, as we've seen from Inferno, it's a big ask for the Sangal roster. At times, they fall very flat. Just struggle to run through the motions. Walking towards mid. PANIX, nice shot from him. We'll find Boomich. Ooh.
Ooh. Lovely from Deco. Back into a 3 versus 3. Skrunk has to be very careful on the B bomb site. He is alone, and they could certainly take him down in a matter of moments, so gotta watch themselves. He rings off a few shots, and Nickelback will actually make his way on towards the bomb site, putting, yeah, the panic stations into Skrunk ever so slightly. Nickelback gonna keep flying in. The nade should finish him off, though. It does indeed. And a great lineup from Kyuubii in the end to see the round off. OneWin dropping out on the pistols despite the strong start.
Did look a little bit shaky for a second, at the very least, but no, better. More in control now from Sangal. Keeping things in their favor. That shot through the smoke from Deco was pretty lovely, but it didn't amount to all too much. Sango in towards the lead and back in towards a nice buy for OneWin. Boomich, the only one not into the full rifle, with just the old Galil. Prioritizing utility. I like the decision. A little bit more of a heads-up play from him. In towards mid as well. A lot of control gain. One has, or 2 in fact, have crossed in towards underpass, but Travis will punish. You'll punish both. Kyuubii and Skrunk get caught off guard.
Massive frags. Minute and 25 on the clock as well. They both come incredibly early. Sangal were trying to upset the apple cart a little bit, change things up, keep it fresh, but it does not work out for them. Soulfly drop on Boomich. Only the one trade for Nickelback. He does indeed get dealt with, so they keep it close. Oh, however, Deco coming in. Has to win this fight. He will indeed do so. That was a little close for a second, however. It does not really matter in the end. The fact that he finds the frag means that the round might just be sealed in here. Just PANIX remaining, and he has no information to work with. Does not realize how deep the player in towards Marketplace is, and I think he will get caught. Yes, he does. That's the round, and OneWin are straight back in with a round of their own.
Yeah, so in a position we're standing right now, a much more competitive display coming through that from the likes of Sangal. But is it going to make a difference overall? We're still yet to feel any sort of proof about it. I don't know, OneWin. You kind of see the way that they run through the motions when it comes towards their T side. They just look a little bit more of that kind of, I guess, comfortable, clean Counter-Strike that we don't see all too often from Sangal. It's sporadic when we see it from Sangal, and that's the big thing that does make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. We'll see. Molotov coming through. Nickelback trying to close down a lot of the space. It's Mac 10 trying to put the pistols under pressure. Might actually find one. Scrung playing around the smoke, though. Alongside Soulfly will find the opening too.
Again, the pistols doing the work. They are incredibly dangerous, it would seem. Soulfly finds Travis as well. That is a big frag. Bomb goes down. There is no kit. There is very little utility, but we've got some recovered weaponry coming in for the Sangal side of things now. They look very deadly, 4 versus 2. Boost up coming in, has been spotted. Double spray down for Deco, though. They are on top of each other. It gets a bit messy. They're both incredibly low. Still not out of the question for the remaining Sangal boys, but the time getting away from them. Can they find the frags? They get the first. They leave it all onto Deco. He's 4 HP. The bomb not planted for him. Tap and maybe a hold. I'm not sure that he's quite got time over the line. Deco just has to find... Oh, the defuser gets him off it. What a frag to find. Deco has done it. And Sangal will drop the round despite the 4 versus 2.
That's a huge one to be finding. Especially considering that it forces him off the defuse. I mean, realistically, the only thing he could and probably should have done is just stuck it and hope for the best, right? I mean, I think coming off it is not going to make a difference overall. Even if you find the kill, it's kind of a case in a point of who cares, right, at that point. 1 win up to their 6th. It's another very scrappy round. And that's been the story of Mirage so far. Scrappy, weird Counter-Strike, very chaotic. But for the most part, 1 winner thriving in that chaos, where for Sangal, they're starting to get a little bit flustered, and you can see. Of course, the buy for them in towards this next round going to be somewhat limited. Round 12 is not going to offer all too much for the CT side. It will just be upgraded pistols. I don't think PANIX will want to overinvest as well. He wants money for the AWP coming in towards the next. Not too many buys left in towards this half for Sangal. And 1 win, they put up a 9-6 on Inferno and looking to do, well, again, another one of exactly that sort of caliber, if not better.
Well, we're seeing the stack once again towards the toll booth area. We saw this a few rounds ago, and nobody came to A.
Yeah.
So it does make sense that they go for it again. Trying to manifest the A push. You know, I heard that manifestation stuff is quite strong, apparently.
For good things. We'll see. But either way, these pistols, yeah, unfortunately, they've got it wrong again. What can you do? It's a gamble. It's normally a 50-50, but the 2 times we've seen it, they've both times gone B.
Unlucky. They might find Forrester, though. He's creeping. Oh, yep. Gonna spot one out and surely knows what's up now as well. He shoulder peeks well enough into it. We'll give that information across to the rest of the team that they can move towards the B side of things as well. So, no stress. Easy does it. Bomb going to go down. Forrester looking to battle and stay alive, but he can't get it done. That's an AK retrieved for Sangal. They will be happy with their prize, their trophy of the hunt. But of course, no round.
Yeah, there we go. Well, Nickelback and the MAC-10 continuing to poke and prod. Any more cash in the bank will be lovely. And of course, getting rid of that AK would also be lovely for him. He's made noise now, though. So I think they've got an understanding of where he is. Just a case of, well, can they stop him? PANIX has got no armor, and that's going to make this really uncomfortable for him. The MAC-10 can become a bit of an issue. Hot flash on the corner. Doesn't actually catch him. Seems like the flower pot took the brunt of the damage, but he will keep the AK alive just about. Kory falls. When Nickelback doesn't mind all too much as well. That's more money in the pocket for him. He has another buy to come through in towards the next. And 1 win, getting closer and closer to guaranteeing that lead at the turn of the half and putting up, you know, if not exactly the same, a better half of what they put up on Inferno. So there's a lot to like. While it's been scrappy, being even at times, now 1 winner starting to put up enough of a breathing room where they can feel comfortable. Win this round, they more or less guarantee kind of potentially 9 at the turn of the half, which is great to see.
Very slow on the upswing here from 1 win. There's that control towards connector, but Kory just goes blindly swinging in. Forrest has worked so hard to get that control, and he's so annoyed that that's the way that he goes down, I'm sure. And for the first time in a little while, we will see Sangal come away with the lead.
Yeah, and now all right. Ollie coming through towards back mid just to try and force someone out of that position. No one's there. I guess, unfortunately for Sangal, they're hoping for another kill to go towards their tally. Now, they haven't got too much of a read. Re-smoke coming through in towards out a window. What's the call here? The bomb's going to try and take mid control. That's where they're going to try and regain some space. It's a bit of a risk, though.
Yeah, it is somewhat of a risk. We'll see. Kory going to take a lot of damage. Is forced away. And not very ready for the hit to come in. Deco finds PANIX out on towards the van. So really solid find. Soulfly, though, will cut one off. Kyuubii staying alive is so important. Flash comes around from the top, gets himself another, leaving it all onto Deco. Up against 4. Maybe he can do some damage here, but the round itself, surely not, with the bomb being down and now being on low HP as well. They should have his number. Some nice shots. But ultimately, the round goes the way of Sangal, and they will keep this one close.
Even when they lose, right, Deco's still putting up just a clinic. He's so talented, mechanically. But Sangal keeping alive, keeping their head just above water. And that's what we want to see most. Of course, the big question is, can they continue it? We have to wait and see. But it still has been a very decent performance from them. Much better than what we saw over towards that of Inferno so far. Just much more competitive. Big nade coming through. Deco into just a scout this time. So already a little bit on the lesser side. We'll see. He can still make things work with it. He can make it sing. It's actually Boomage to kickstart the campaign.
Indeed, kicking things off. Soulfly looking for a trade-out opportunity towards middle. Nothing going to present itself just yet. Boomage might give him an opportunity. They're both looking towards each other, looking to try and get cheeky, but nothing really happening. The nade does some decent damage. As I say, all still here. Oh, Boomage spots him out just before the smoke comes in, though. Big frag. Kyuubii with a trade back. Still a 4 versus 3 in favor of 1 win.
Now things are a little bit quiet as well. What's the call to arms? What's the plan of action? Pop Flash in the corner. Trying to rotate them back over towards the B. Trying to kind of beckon in that attention. The numbers favoring 1 win. All they technically have to do is play for the trays, but not give extensions like that. Doesn't matter, Nickelback. What a shot.
Lovely stuff. It's going to open up the A-bomb site. They do have Kory out towards ramp. He could maybe do something wacky here. Gonna look to try and deny the bomb plant away. Can't do that. It's a labored spray down as well. Oh, and the touchdown nade from Nickelback sees this one go in the way of 1 win, and Skrunk will just back away, tail between legs.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do, really? What can you do? Keep hold of what he's got for Skrunk. Use that in towards what is going to be the 15th and final round, and just hope and pray that something can come to life for them. He's being hunted, though. He hears all of this information. Going to try and take a fight. Boomage unaware will fall. So a silver lining for Skrunk. He's going to pick up a kill. 1 win up to 8. Guaranteeing that lead. That's all that matters for them. They're happy to sit where they are right now. Things are looking much, much better. It was still, like we said, chaotic. Pretty close games being played out. This is the control we're looking at. It's a question, though, of can they see it off pretty comfortably 9-6 and do exactly what they did on Inferno? And trying it best they can, kind of mimic that sort of performance. We'll see.
Yeah, and then moving on to their pretty terrifying T-side as well, I think. Will be a pretty scary prospect. Faster round coming in, at the very least, from Boomage. Maybe thought he had an idea, thought he had a read or something. Don't know. Having a rough game, trying to brute force it. Either way, he goes down immediately.
Yeah, well, Pam coming through the smoke as well off the back of that flash. Still not a lot being given up, though. Happy to continue utilizing this control. It's simple. It's effective Counter-Strike. It's working wonders. And Forrester poking his head up. Won't well anything. Double stack under. And he'll spot probably actually only one of the two. But at least it's information nonetheless.
under control. What can they do with that? PANIX just goes digging in for his frag. Travis, I think, is indeed weary of the fact that there was another one in under anyway. They've lost the bomb. That's kind of the big thing in this round so far. With only 40 seconds remaining, they've got to try and recover that back. And it is certainly an easier prospect than it seems. They will eventually be surrounded here. Deco looking for some quick scopes. Can he get them? PANIX, meanwhile, looking for some more frags, and he can certainly get those. Yes, he will. 7 rounds coming in. 8-7 at the turn of the half. Is it enough to work with 1 win? Maybe not looking as dominant as we expected on this map. We'll find out how things pan out after the break.
Don't speak for a couple of weeks. I'll be in his place till he calls and says he's sorry. This situation's on repeat, just like a scratch on a CD. It just gets deeper when you hit rewind. How many nights will you make this decision? Nights ending tears and it's blurring your vision. Scream through the phone, even though he won't listen. So to be happy. You know this ain't healthy. Do I?
Second half getting underway. No clear victor. One win just squeezing out the lead. But is it going to be enough to work with? Is the key question, of course. Things looking pretty good for Sangal, all things considered. All the scariness of Mirage is certainly not getting to them. And we'll see what their T-side has got on the docket. Kyuubii having a hell of a half. We'll see whether he can continue to take over the game. It's going to be an A-hit coming in as they will roll through nice and fast. PANIX going to be the first one to open up. Nickelback with an answer back. A couple answer backs, in fact, from the CT area. Maybe they need a bit more out of him as the rest of the squad is falling in towards this A side of things. Scrunk with a great catch. Brings it down to a 2 versus 2. Travis at range, trying to find more heads, but he's denied away by Kory. And now it's just Forrester. He knows vaguely where the two of them are. The bomb going to bail and maybe try and give that B-bomb site a look in. It is not clear-cut just yet, but it looks like indeed they will try and hit towards B. Forrester could cut them off with a nice reposition.
Yeah, that is the big thing, right? I mean, right now, Forrester's actually got a good read, and he might just get there in time for that bomb to go down. Crossing may have been spotted there. Don't know where the Kory's from. Yeah, he must have. Scrunk holding the angle. Sangal, yet another pistol. I think I'm right saying they're 3 for 4 now across the 2 maps. So, very good pistol side. However, it is still a case and a point of, do we have, I don't know, trust and faith in this side so far to find form going down the line? I don't know. Like we've said, full buys have not been their best friend. We've not seen the consistency come out with them when they're in towards the AKs and the M4s. To wait and see. I'm still not all too kind of locked and loaded for them. One win. They are going to full buy in towards it. Double scout set up, 1 MP9 and a few pistols. Bit of a risky buy, so we'll see.
Always potential with these types of buys, particularly moving in towards the scout. Not going to happen though. Boomich eats a nade here, and he will go down because of it. Pickle back, MP9 not looking too bad. It's the scout of Deco that comes a little close, but they will clean up house. Just 2 remaining. You have to watch out a little. Kyuubii on the third time of asking will take down Travis, leaving just Forrester, of whom they are unsure where he enters from. PANIX has got the angle. Okay, going to go down. Reopening the door to the round, and the potential to upset things here.
No.
Okay, going to get another. Leaves it all onto Kyuubii, 21 HP. Oh, goodness. And Shadow, I think, could be spotted around the corner, but nobody calling it out. Nobody quite able to see it tap on towards the bomb, and he gets the drop positionally. Thank goodness for Sangal, but as close as it comes.
Yeah, a bit of a the old 4x3 moment there as well, but either way, good effort. Very good effort coming through. Forrester making something of that round, which immediately looked pretty non-existent. PANIX has got to be hitting that shot, though, with the Galil, right? When he's holding him over towards ramp, he has to be connecting. At least doing some damage. Getting a little bit shaky there. Thankfully, able to make that one stick. Sangal will claw a lead in their favor. Question of point, of course. Can they continue it? The buy-in towards 1 win minimal, as expected. That was a forced buy-in towards the round prior. They've got no cash to work with, despite how close the round was. So they will just have those upgraded pistols, and they'll have M4s to work with in towards the next round.
$5-7 of Forrester up close on the smoke. Oh, comes away with a double. Oh, my goodness. And, well, he went a little bit too deep in. That could have been something very large indeed. They might just have sorted it out. We'll see how things pan out. But, again, that 5-7... always pesky, always difficult to deal with.
Well, now for Sangal, of course, down 2-3. The pistols making them feel a little bit under pressure, and the bomb actually going to rotate back. But the question is, of course, where are they ending? What's the plan? Where are they looking to go? It's looking like with the bomb rotating away, mid to A might be a call, but they're leaving still one lurking in towards that app's position. Let's see. PANIX spotted. And, well, Travis will fall. The window player still hasn't shown his position just yet. Now has B250 tapping. Looking for that kill. Just down so far. The molly should see him off, and it will. Down to now back the numbers in the favor of Sangal. This round, I think, should be done. It was looking scary, looking a little bit shaky. Now just one towards the site.
Yep. Should be dealt with. Indeed. And now just boom it. Decent damage there, and nearly in for a double, in fact, but not going to happen. It opened up incredibly explosively for the side of OneWin. Obviously, with the weaponry that they had, they just could not capitalize, unfortunately. So, still good damage, good kill bonuses, all that lovely stuff. See whether they can continue to find that. We are now into the first rifle round. This is where we're expecting OneWin to start answering back, because Sangal are in control of the T side so far.
That's it. Let's see. This big full buy coming out the first one. So far for OneWin on this CT side, it kind of does feel like, once again, a bit of a must convert. We've spoken about them being very good traditionally on this map. Now it's time to prove it. Mid aggression is the first and foremost point of call. Ollie coming through. Kyuubii. Close and personal in towards Palace. What is the call now for Sangal? They're already taking chunks of damage. They're getting reads on what's being set up. And Travis had a read on them. He had an understanding.
Decent move. It's a good start for OneWin, but they're not quite able to fully capitalize. Boomich up close and personal. Can't deal with Scrunk. Trade from the AWP is there. And thank goodness. But still an even trade. Going to leave that A-bomb site. Very weak indeed. So Sangal maybe have a window of opportunity they can capitalize on here.
Smoke's coming through. Standard A utility for PANIX. But actually in rotation. Kory caught. Trying to sneak his way in towards window. Pushing the smoke. Soulfly, I like this. It's a ballsy call, but they want to make a difference. Your teammates are getting picked off one by one in a standard deco way. And time's starting to dwindle as well.
Deco's CT side open man is just absolutely impossible to deal with, and that is once again coming to fruition here in round number 19. Soulfly trying to spot an opportunity. Flash comes in. It doesn't actually blind both of them up. He's able to deal with one. 10 seconds allows the bomb to go down. Soulfly finding another has now indeed made the round possible. Oh, the AWP chiming in as well. No way. Soulfly has fought this one back from the jaws of defeat, leaving OneWin with no option but to give the round up. Oh my goodness gracious, what a moment from Soulfly.
Forrester will find one. There's technically speaking still time. The only problem is, of course, no kit is always going to make it awkward. And he can't find the wallbang shot. That'll be it. Just to mention as well, Kyuubii 26 and 11. We'd always talk about, you know, Deco doing really well, but Kyuubii is absolutely farming right now. Monstrous performance from him. Might be enough as well to keep Sangal above water. 118 ADR from him. This youngster really firing on all cylinders right now. And at times went missing, you know, occasionally over towards Inferno. So really good to see him consistent finding frags. Even when the likes of, you know, Kory's been pretty non-existent. Soulfly and Scrunk quiet at times as well. When you've got Kyuubii firing the way he is and PANIX playing well too. OneWin just can't seem to keep up. They are going to call for a pause, have a conversation. Feeling a bit of the pressure. Mirage not going as anticipated.
Yeah, they are kind of worried about things, and I do feel that is completely fair enough, especially with the way that previous round goes. It should have been theirs, man. Should have been theirs. They just could not take it over the line, allowed Soulfly to make mincemeat out of them, and that's a really difficult kind of prospect to deal with at the end of the day. Trying to return to form is really quite worrying. Especially now, because, you know, you look at the state of the buy and it just is not fantastic. They're probably going to have to, you know, you're not fully conceding the round. Obviously, it's not hard eco where you're like, yeah, absolutely no chance of winning this one. But you know that there is a very realistic chance that you do not win this round. And that's hard to deal with. Deco nearly in for the flick, nearly in for the wrist breaker, but does not happen.
Jumping on the corner. Might be in a little bit of trouble here, Travis. Mac-10 swings, catches him mid-air. Who knows? The matter about mid-air. Right in his face. Makes it a little bit messy. Takes a bit of damage. Found the kill nonetheless. And that's the B-side cracked open.
Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying stuff here. And I think with that bomb going down, probably will look to hold the AWP at the very least. The rest of the weaponry will perhaps try and make its way in. But the round is going to be over on this one, folks. And another one for Sangal. This is looking very, very promising, I can't lie.
There's a world in which we could be heading towards other side. We kind of didn't think it was going to be a possibility or happening, but the way they're playing right now, that could be exactly the case. Hunting on the way out, one win trying to find a couple of consolations here. Deco, of course, got an AWP to work with. Is the main thing. Keep that alive and kicking in towards the next. And away. Bit messy in the way out. The MP9 was around the kill, actually. Booming through the smoke. Seeing off. AK upgraded. Silver lining. Sangal, though, 4 rounds ahead of 1 win. 4 rounds away from pushing us towards Ancient, our decider. So far, so good. And actually being at times a little bit questionable over towards 1 win, which is a surprise to say because, like we've said, this is a map in which is very good for them. On paper. With Inferno going the way of 1 win, you just have the expectation. It's going to be all said and done. We're going to be heading toward a 2-0 in the series, having a little bit of a quicker day. But Sangal, other ideas right now. And you can see they're putting 1 win under pressure. Under the cosh right now. They've got to try and claw this one back in their favor. Be a bit of an embarrassing loss as well off the back of taking Inferno.
Yeah, very true. Very, very true indeed. So we'll see whether 1 win can recover things on their favorite map. Sangal, you know, just playing their own game really and looking very confident while doing so. It's incredibly surprising to see. Maybe we are shaping up for a decider map required, which I think, yeah, would indeed surprise us all. 1 win and Sangal perhaps included in that.
In around the smoke. Soulfly, a bit of a nuisance. Nade will come through. Actually, could catch a bit of timing. Kyuubii takes a pretty hefty chunk. Utah's coming over towards A. Soulfly trying to get out, but gets caught by the flash.
Oh, great find coming in from Soulfly. He's going to get himself another one. This guy has been absolutely flying on the T side of things. Will get that man advantage for the side of Sangal, and we might just see 1 win save off the back of it, to be honest with you. Again, going to be locked out of their own bomb site. Really no hope in hell, it feels like. Unless Deco can creep in with the AWP, but he's not fancying his chances. Out they will go, and the 13th for Sangal comes in.
This is getting shaky. This is really now getting uncomfortable. You really don't like to see this from such a strong Inferno. A bit of a capitulation here. Over towards that of their pick, Mirage. Sangal credit. Playing some good Counter-Strike and allowing kind of really for the individuals to shine here. This is a big thing. We're seeing those kind of big names who are a little bit quiet in towards Inferno have their moments in the spotlight, and this is the important thing. They're firing in all cylinders. Sangal looking successful. Ancient looming as well as our decider. Not a bad position to be in. Of course, a lot more to be done, like we said. 1 win do have that kind of fight is good about them, and if they find a second win, this could be a little bit shaky, but so far, so good from them. It's looking like, yeah, that decider might be needed, unless 1 win are able to completely flip the script. The first point of call has to be find some consecutive rounds to break that T-side economy.
Yes, absolutely. Don't really know what's happened here, what's been going down for them. Soulfly again going to entry in. Boomich goes flying round, gives his life away. Nice fight from Deco. And therefore, with Soulfly being left low, things, you know, shape up a little poorly for Sangal. They'll definitely have to fight back into this round. First round in a long time that they will be at a slight disadvantage, but only slight.
Yeah, for now. Let's see. A little bit quiet. Damage being taken up towards Sangal, which could make this a little bit easier for them. Soulfly so low, abiding by Bogdan's law. Nothing being given up just yet. Deco going to play close with the AWP. Very fine margin. Shotgun AWPing, but if anyone's going to make it work, it will be him.
See. Oh, gets drawn off and still able to find the frag. He will be traded out. Nickelback drops the bomb. Only 2 for Sangal. Flash coming round. Gives him a chance to peek in. Great find. Going to leave Soulfly to do it all with only 8 HP. Don't really fancy his chances. Fake comes in, can't get the gun up fast enough, and Forrester will take him down. So there's one win with their first round in the second half. And they would hope the first of many. Sangal, meanwhile, will be able to buy back through.
Yeah, now the CT side's got to get rolling. On paper, Mirage, it's up. I know at the earlier stages of this year, the third most CT side map in the pool in terms of statistically. So we're looking to see, of course, whether one win can find that form. I'm going to tap into some, uncapped potential right now and find something else. Here's the first in the gun rounds. Now we feel a little bit more comfortable, may I say. Find this one, break that T-side economy, then game on. Right, off double digits, only 3 rounds behind. It's anybody's game to play for. So let's see.
Let us see, indeed. First frag going to be pretty important into this round. Start to, ease some of those tensions, those nerves. Soulfly will eat some nade damage, but other than that, not an awful lot showing just yet. PANIX has gone for a very, 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 very aggressive move. Down short. I'm not so sure that they're going to be incredibly ready for it on the side of one win. They will make their way in towards ladder room meanwhile. And again, Nickelback looks vastly unprepared for this type of play. As that smoke goes down, PANIX has a good chance to find the opener.
Forrest is going to wrap, though. He's coming through. Pop shot coming through from the ladder, and PANIX, he's got to be finding a kill there. The fact that he doesn't is a little bit uncomfortable. Forrester's got a wrap to work with. That's the one we're waiting for, and there it is. He pulls the trigger. We'll find one. Speaking of, though, Sangal-Fly answers back on of his own. Back to a 4 versus 1, and multikill towards Deco as well, and they're wrapping back towards A with a bomb.
Gets very weird here. Not quite sure what to make of this. There's no one on the A-bomb side itself, but the rotations are incredibly quick from one win. How are they retaking control? How are they retaking space? Ooh. Flick lands from PANIX onto Boomich. A massive kill. Forrester on the backside, though, could be incredibly large. Kits are available. They don't need to jump too quickly. Just keep the players distracted and make sure that Forrester can get maximum out of this. He will jump at the very first hurdle, though, and find the frag. Trade comes through onto Kyuubii. Soulfly and Kory, the only 2 remaining. There's a lot of time on this bomb. They've got to make sure that they get the defuse in, find the frag. Someone get on the bomb now. They're not going to have enough time, despite Forrester finding the kills. And Sangal move up to 14.
My God, after everything Forrester did as well, he gets the ace. But it still isn't enough. I mean, what more can you ask of this team? He just needed somebody to get on the bomb. Forrester can do the fragging. Somebody else just help him out. Yeah, unfortunately, it does not work. This is a really, really shaky position to be in. We've got Ancient looming. And Sangal going towards the decider with confidence as well. And really going to break the backs of one win. Not a nice position. And this is where things, of course, would get into a very, very uncomfortable state where the script does get flipped in terms of, we were saying coming towards this on paper, the favourites, one win after Inferno, most definitely the favourites as well, 2-0 looming. Now a different story, now an absolutely different story. What a position to be in. A Paul scored an important conversation for one win and arguably probably one of the most important ones they can have all series. This has to be a turning point, though. If it isn't, I don't know. If Sangal dominate the way they have been in the latter stages of this map as well and go in towards Ancients, we could honestly see them kickstart things. We know pistols are statistically very favorable for them right now. They've won 3 out of 4. And yeah, I mean, there's just been some really solid Counter-Strike from Sangal. This T side on Mirage has been a bit of a clinic.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. You talk about the Ancient a little bit. It's a pretty whack map for both of them, so it's really just up in the air. There's no real way that you can call it. I would say maybe Sangal with loads of reps on it. They've got 20 maps played, whereas one win only have 6. They've only got 1 win out of those 6, so maybe you give it to Sangal, but Sangal are also not very good on the map. So it's a really weird decider, to be honest, and a very difficult one to call, and certainly not a realm that you want to go into, you know, the realm of randomness. This was supposed to be the clear-cut decider, the no-brainer. you know, but it does not look to be the case. A fast round coming in after the timeout. Of course, always a classic. Forrester just going to clean up house. And this could be the road to recovery for Win, and maybe the ace coming in for Forrester as well. Nickelback will take the final frag, but all the same, an incredibly clean one is exactly what 1Win needed.
Forrester's got 9 kills in the last 2 rounds. That's a bit of a ridiculous showing. He is done with the rhetoric of this map not looking good for them. He wants to make sure that 1Win stay competitive and stay alive, and single-handedly doing so. Like we said, 9 kills in the last 2 rounds for Forrester alone, and he's up to 26. And even outshining that at Deco, which is a pretty tough situation to do over towards 1Win between how talented the youngster is. Sangal, funds limited, economy broken, and of course in doing so, oh, good opportunity. Pop shot coming through, and Boomich does take a tag.
Now the smoke goes down and the firing squad opens up. No one on the other side of the smoke, though, to see that one off, so nothing coming in the end. Really quiet here. They will fully rotate back towards the A-bomb site and just try and burst their way out as best they can with the weaponry they have.
A little bit quiet. All well and slow. What now? Holding, waiting. Molly to come through as well. Deco, it's perfect timing. He'll keep them at bay. Sangal, they were looking like they were primed and ready to pop out A. Tag on towards the Molly. I don't know if that would have been heard, but Deco's still trained on the angle.
Does miss the shot. Give some space here. Ooh, across to that T side. Kyuubii going to find the head of one. Boomich got to be careful as it is potential for him to be overwhelmed. Deco comes in to save the day, though, and he looks nice and clean. Of course, we'll mow them all down. Brilliant stuff. Only the one player going down, then.
Yeah, Deco's an animal, man. This guy is just so talented. Just as I was saying, Forrester outshine him. He matches him in terms of the frag and the bomber. Both sitting on 26 kills, both hunting for the 30 bomb, and they might be giving it as well. Still plenty of life left in this game. Oh, it's definitely not done or dead in the water just yet. 3 rounds the difference. And Sangal back to a low buy. Second part of the double eco for them. It will just be a full Glock investment coming through. I'm getting worried for Sangal. This is getting a little bit shaky. They've got essentially 1 full buy in the difference between 1Win time this game up 14 apiece, and we're getting the full 30 locked and loaded, guaranteed. Once again, looks like it's just going to be a pop out towards A. Going to pop out of Palace and hope for a bomb plant.
Yeah, another non-send round from Sangal, really. Decent nade to open us up as 1Win will look to fully secure this one and make sure that they are winning some clean rounds and bringing this game all the way down to the wire at the very least. Make Sangal work for it, that is for sure.
Well, slow and steady for Sangal. Don't think it's going to be winning the race by any means in towards round number 26. They're going to rotate over. Look over towards mid, in fact, it's looking like. Pairing in with just Glocks, got to say. Audacious, to say the least. And potentially a run boost for Kyuubii as well to come through. Is going to be the case. They're working it out, though. But, yeah, looks like in towards mid will be the case. They're going to flood through. I think being heard just yet. Nickelback actually will. Dropping a flash of his own. No, he's opting to take the fight here. First rip, easy. Looking for more. Makes a dink. Simple stuff, though. The pistol see it off. Does get flanked from behind, but he manages to overcome it. And it will be a quad kill. Last stolen away by Boomich there. Up to 12. Now's the full buy for Sangal. It has to be successful. If this one falls flat, 1Win essentially locked and loaded into tying this game right back up.
Well, here we go. Pause coming in. This one, you would imagine, from the Sangal side of things as the pressure is starting to mount for both these sides for sure, but maybe more so for Sangal as they will begin to worry about where their map heads from here, and of course how dangerous it would be if they lose this round. There is great potential for 1Win to not only even things up, but also take the lead, and there is no room in this game. There is no room for error for both teams, to be honest, so Really, really scary moments now headed up for the side of Sangal in particular.
Oh, now, a little bit quiet in the server. It's a fine line Sangal are working on. 2 rounds away from 16 and pushing us towards Ancient. 1 win Illumin, just 2 rounds behind. Molotov, of course, will force Kory away. Sitting by some very spammable wood. And Boomich on the other side of the smoke. He's waiting for it to disappear, and then he can take his first fight. That's going to be a very important one as well.
Nice pickup coming in from PANIX. It's Boomich again. Not been having a great game, giving a lot of early kills away. So you do have to, you know, point the finger ever so slightly. It's never nice too, but it certainly has been a trend in some of the recent rounds. And Sangal, they'll take that kill. They will immediately put the brakes on and just look to play super slow, wind the clock down, play the numbers game, and make life incredibly difficult for 1 win.
Just keep them guessing, right? CT side, actually pretty limited in terms of the utility they've got to keep them at bay. They've only really got pot flashes for the most part to deny presence from Sangal. No mollies, no smokes. Where Sangal have a lot left in the back pockets. Towards in time, team comes to their utility. They're pulling the plug. It's here and now. Now or never. They've got to try and keep them at bay.
Very quick moving in. This could be a bit deadly. Forrester does melt down to the fire. Deco's still alive in towards the CT area. Trying to move up, trying to find the frags. Not going to happen for him, and he will get taken down by a nade. Nickelback has found space in the smokes. However, nearly down for a double. Doesn't quite happen for him. Travis tries to go fast, but it will not happen. And Sangal hit 15. All comes off of that early pick. There will be money for 1 win, but they do not have any more room looking for overtime.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned it earlier, but it has to be mentioned again, right? I mean, I think Boomich is really having a tough time, but it's making things just so uncomfortable for the side. They cannot seem to find success, and Boomich individually is costing 1 win a lot of space and a lot of confidence. When he falls early into these rounds, they're playing at the numbers disadvantage. Trades benefit the T side, but especially when, of course, you've got a 5 versus 4 situation. It's not where you want to be. You hate to mention it. You hate to single someone out, especially kind of a bit of a legend the way Boomich is the case in point. Nice flash. We'll catch it. Both that of a PANIX and Soulfly, but either way, they're happy just to keep holding mid. No commitment being made yet with the bomb.
You can definitely feel how tense this one is. Sangal do not want to let this slip away from them. You know, if they go down here, they don't find a bomb plant, which obviously is a possibility with 1 wins by, then this gap could close very quickly indeed. They'd only have the 1 buy available to them, and even then it would be pretty strugglesome. 1 trying to get cheeky towards mid. It was all a distraction. Nickelback out in the open. What a beautiful setup coming in. Him and Travis working off together so well. And they will find 3 between the 2 of them. Magical stuff. Just Kory and Kyuubii, and even then they will both get firmly eliminated. 4K coming in for Nickelback. Up to 28 frags. The in-game leader showing them how it's done.
When you look at the scoreboard as well, it's insane to think that it is still Sangal in charge, considering 28 kills for Nickelback, 27 for Forrester, and 27 for Deco. And you look over towards Sangal, the most kills they've got, PANIX on 21, Kyuubii on 29, but then PANIX behind on 21-20. You know, there's such a disparity. It's so top-heavy over towards Sangal, with Kyuubii far and away at the top. With 1 win, they've got 3 heavy hitters. It's one of those games that on paper looks to be a somewhat one-sided affair, but actually isn't the case in the game itself. Popash coming under. Nickelback not going to spot all too much. And the buy, of course, for Sangal, limited. OT potentially looming. Looming and lurking, of course. We'll see whether it pans out in that favor. It's just Glock. It's the right call for Sangal. 1 win. Desperately hunting to try and make this in their favor. The full 30, of course, will most likely be needed. I can't see a world in which the Glocks find all too much success here.
Yeah, really making us wait for it, though, aren't they? As they are just sat around not doing very much. You know, we want them in the action. We want them getting this round over and done with. But I guess taking a mini timeout in this round, of course, it is a well-known trend. But yeah, just bouncing around. They're going to head towards middle and maybe try and find a frag or two with these Glocks. Travis will probably be the first to find a kill, and he's actually going to get quite a few off the back of it as well. Lovely stuff. Has to go across to the USP. That's where it gets a bit scary for him. But in the end, oh, it's robbed. The ace was his, but Nickelback comes in and steals it. All the same, the 30th round now. Let's see what Sangal have got in the back pocket.
Yeah, let's take a look. 14 to 15. The Sangal take it in the dying embers and pushes towards Ancient. Or more rounds needed to decide a victor here. Of course, as expected, the full buy both ways. Like a little only for Scrunk, though. Whereas Boomich has been the quieter one over towards 1win. At least there's an AK to work with. He's coming forward. Nothing being spotted. His first fight could come soon as well. Both players playing over towards Palace. Spamming on the corner as well. Forrester hoping to find someone. As a Bianca, he's a very solid one to have. Fragging-wise, he's been pretty damn good, as we've already spoken about a multitude of times. Both him, Deco, Nickelback, all getting pretty close to the 30 bomb.
Very scary prospect here. Sangal starting to crumble. They're looking weak. They're sweating. They are tiring out. The gas is indeed running out. 1win, meanwhile, they seem to have found a second wind, and it has allowed them to come back into the game a lot closer here than we ever would have expected. Things were looking so damn good for the side of Sangal. But 1win have turned this game around, and they are now, of course, within one round of getting it done.
Slowly over towards B. That's the play. Forrester, we need magic from him. Thankfully, Travis is close by, right, to come and support, but he needs to be getting multi-fragged. Did the first, but he's going to go 1-for-1. Swinging in, the short player falls. His team damage dealt, but either way, it's looking good for Sangal to find 16.
Nickelback will trade one, however he gets picked up by PANIX. Decent frag from the AWPer. Deco moving in, has to try and find a way back through. The off angle spotted. Now down to a 2 versus 2. He's going to swap across to an automatic weapon. Boomich taking his time, but he wins a key fight. Can he find the second? No, he can't, but the trade is there for Deco, and the overtime will come through. 15-15. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable scenes as 1win will mount the comeback, and they will successfully pull it off. It's going to be us on cams for just a few moments here while we get that overtime ready for you.
My God, what a game we're getting here. We are being treated to some cracking Counter-Strike on our screens. That is monstrous again. I mean, we're looking at this and in the fine margins, but a second wind has been found by 1win, and now this game is anybody's to call. You can make the argument that once again, it is actually in favor of 1win. The run of form right now for them on CT Tart is much better. They figured out how to take the fight over towards that of Sangal, and things do put, I mean, you do get a little bit nervous, right, for Sangal. They had such a good opportunity to close this game out, so many opportunities to close this game out, and the fact that they couldn't has now left them in a really precarious spot. We're going to OT. The magic number we're looking for is 19, and I don't know, with the way 1win are playing, their T side was pretty solid. Now their CT side is also looking solid in the late part stages of regulation there. I feel like they've got just a slight edge, in my opinion.
Yeah, it does feel that way, to be honest. They've got the momentum behind them. They now no longer have to worry about the cash as well. That's kind of a big deal. So really looking forward to getting into this and seeing, I suppose, whether 1win can continue the momentum, continue the trend, or if Sangal, with a bit of a reset, you know, and no longer the pressure, no longer crumbling under said pressure, will be able to find a way back into this and indeed take us to that third map of Ancient, as they perhaps already should have done with the way that the scoreline went down. So they will have to, take the reset in their stride, and it could be something that's beneficial for them as well.
Yeah, what a game, though. What a game of being treated to. We said Mirage, coming into it very, statistically was so good. over towards that a 1-win, that we kind of already had these presumptions that Sangal are never going to be able to compete. But I mean, credit to Sangal, they have. We've seen a couple of those individuals really step up for them. They're making this a competitive game when it looked like on paper, especially off the back of Inferno as well, that it was going to be a massacre. It was going to be one-sided. No one was going to be able to compete. This is good to see. The question is, of course, can Sangal now kind of refine that form? We're looking at the likes of Kyuubii. I mean, he's still been the big hitter over towards Sangal. Quieted down a little bit, generally speaking, but he still is being the main man over towards that side. Nickelback, the IGL, over towards 1-win, hitting 30 kills just as we concluded the 30th round. And he got a couple of players just in behind him with the likes of Forrester and Deco as well. We're over towards Sangal. Only really QB is up towards that, elite level. He's on 29, but it's 23 apiece for Soulfly and PANIX. I think we've seen a little bit more of the heavy hitters over towards 1-win. It's very top heavy from them. Yeah, this is definitely very spicy. Hopefully, we're getting this started in just a second. We'll get back underway in towards OT, or of course, we are looking for that of 19 in OT number 1.
Yes, of course. It will hopefully tell us on the HUD as well so that you don't forget. Always handy there on the old ESL HUD. It starts to get a little crazy when you move into, 2 and 3 overtimes, to be fair. But ultimately, it's pretty comfortable to begin with. But yeah, man, such a high fragging game. It's so cool to see that we have, games like this that just ultimately have so many kills and really back and forth affairs. Really exciting. Nobody quite coming out on top. And indeed, comebacks being mounted. 1-win proving why they are such a good Mirage team here with, a really even half as well in the first half side of things. So it happens again, and these two teams completely inseparable so far. And I think that for me is absolutely what this one's about. And hopefully we get an overtime that justifies this game and indeed delivers in the same way that regulation did.
Yeah, and the big thing now was looking at kind of run of form, right? Momentum. You look at kind of how things have panned out over the last few rounds. Of the last 7 played, 6 have gone the way of 1-win. So they're just generally feeling a little bit more confident in terms of their gameplay right now. Where for Sangal, they will have known they had so many opportunities to close out this game, and their inability to do so is always just going to kind of nag on the back of their minds, right? They're always going to be thinking about this coming in towards that of overtime. Regardless of how the result goes, they're going to be thinking, we should have closed out on regulation. And the fact that they didn't, well, maybe actually might come back to bite them. Let's see. OT number 1 about to get on the way here on 1-win's pick. Of course, they will continue to be on that CT side where, like I said, 6 of the last 7 rounds have gone their way.
Yes, very true indeed. I think this first one might be super, super important to just hammer home what's going down, whether Sangal are able to return things and prove that they can win rounds again, or if 1-win are just looking set to continue things and Sangal will have to play from the back foot as they did for the tail end of regulation there. Really difficult call, to say the least. Pretty quiet one coming in from Sangal as they, again, played like this quite a lot towards the tail end of regulation, maybe a bit stuck for ideas.
I see YouTube coming over. Deco as well. Watches the smokes come through, playing anti and waiting for a pop flash to come through, and that's when he can take the P, and that's when he can find a kill. It's simple Counter-Strike, very easy from Deco.
Boomich with somewhat of an off angle here on top of the ladder. Is actually going to drop down. They are bailing on A. Boomich does well to find one, but they have indeed, felt like they had to immediately be called off the A bomb site. They will thankfully find a few kills back on that 1-win side of things, but Skunk should be able to get the bomb down here. It gets very weird because he is completely alone, and it feels like the round rests on his shoulders. He knows it. He's going to take a peek. He finds the fight against Deco. He wins it. Forrester, meanwhile, here's him putting that bomb down. Going to dish out some decent damage. And there's only 10 seconds to get this bomb through now. Really going to be a struggle for Skunk. PANIX is trying to help out from short. Misses the shot on the double scope. And Travis will deal with Skunk. That's going to be the round. And PANIX just looking to hold on to the AWP. 1-win will find 16.
Well. 1-win continuing a very good little run of form. That's now 4 rounds in a row from them, including the last 3 in regulation. This is getting dicey. Like we said, if Sangal are to fall flat, they're going to look back at those sort of rounds and think, how did we let this slip? Right now, they've got to be feeling the pressure. They're on the gosh a little bit. This is cracking Counter-Strike being played by OneWin, as expected as well on their map pick. We know how good they can be in Mirage, and they're proving exactly why they hold this sort of respect. Deco, what a read. He knows they've been going for that boost, round in, round out, and this time he punishes it.
Absolutely incredible stuff. Will continue, and he finds himself another. OneWin are doing it. Down to just 3 for Sangal, and a key round for them to recover back. They are looking down the barrel of a full run back so far. Even Boomich chiming in for frags now. Sangal have just absolutely run out, and they are looking clueless now, to be honest with you.
Well, Kory Scrunk hoping something can work in their favor. Unfortunately, it's not going to be the case, is it? These two in a somewhat impossible predicament. Well, let's see. Rotating through. Travis actually might just catch a freebie on towards Kory, and he will. Simple Counter-Strike. Very easy stop. Scrunk. All alone. We'll find one with the AWP, but it's not going to make a difference to the round. OneWin. 2 out of 2 rounds gone his way so far. Looking for a flawless first half on the CT side.
Oh, okay. Even the spin around from Forrester is just absolutely filthy. Really hammering home how well OneWin are doing right now. Yeah, this is not looking good for Sangal at all, as they will indeed be able to buy once again, you know, of course, for the overtime. But I don't think the buys are really the problem at the moment. They have just stopped looking as put together, as comfortable as they did in the beginning of the second half. It's now completely fallen apart, and they just don't know what to do. Really don't know what to do.
Let's see, right? Can they make something work in the final round of their T side? They desperately need to. OneWin are getting pretty damn close, and we already know that OneWin's T side was also very good as well. Paul Flash going to come through from Scrunk. That'll give them space to work in towards mid. Well, unfortunately for them, no one's already there to meet them. OneWin dropping util, just keeping them at bay, but Kory going to sneak his way into his window, and the short play didn't spot him. Now things are really dicey, actually.
Oh, nice pickup from Nickelback. Gonna have to look for a little more before they start to convince themselves of a victory in this round. Sangal have got some control towards the connector area, looking to push their way through, and PANIX will find Nickelback overextending. Bomb is headed towards A, and there's only the one player here in the form of Boomich. He's going to clear out Palace. What else can he find over here? Not an awful lot, but he might be able to put a stop to them as the bomb goes down. We'll see. Deco, meanwhile, with the AWP in tow, is on the way. Flash coming round. Try and find himself a frag. Smoke goes down. Going to make that very difficult for him then. Forrester's picked up PANIX, and he finds Soulfly. Perfect timing. Boomich goes flying in for one of his own. It's just going to be down to Scrunk and Forrester. Forrester is only on 8 HP, though. Surely Scrunk can get this done. He does indeed, and that will be the half. However, it is still OneWin taking away a lead.
Yeah, Scrunk, he had a slow game. When he steps up, when it's called upon, when it matters most. That's all we care about. But of course, like you said, OneWin, not a bad performance from them. 2 out of 3 rounds on the CT side. You take those. Of course, all they need is an exact replica. 2 out of 3 here. And they'll see themselves in towards a 2-0 in the series and continuing. Well, I guess actually technically kickstarting their run here in Challenge League. They got a bye in the opening round, unlike Sangal. So, yeah, but either way, I mean, it's a... not about half, right? All things in the 2 out of 3 rounds, not too shabby. We do have a little bit of tech issue, I think. One of the players dropped out just as we went in towards that halfway point. So hopefully we get things back underway in just a second. But yeah, not bad from OneWin. 2 out of 3, they'll take that.
Yeah, I think so. I think they definitely will, considering their CT side took a long time to get started. And like I said, it was pretty important for them to be able to keep the rounds coming, keep the momentum going for them moving into the overtime, and make sure that Sangal couldn't just immediately get the reset and take the mental game back into their court. And that is exactly what we saw. You know, we had a couple rounds in a row pretty easily there for the side of one win. A close loss at the end, but I think that, you know, coming away with 2 should be enough for them to work with. Their T side it felt like a bit more put together, a bit more confident, at least from the get-go. So I think now moving forwards with the full bank and everything, they should be able to find themselves a couple of pocket rounds that they've maybe saved, and they've got plenty of time to talk things over before that second half gets started as well.
Yeah, the T side of one win was very solid as well. You know, eight rounds they found in that first half, and 8.5, of course, as they picked up. And I think generally speaking, their T side was where they did a lot of the best work. And actually, for both sides, is where we saw a lot of their best work. Sangal's T side, especially at the start, was really immaculate, right? There was no rounds being picked up at all by one win. So that once again does fill you with confidence over towards one win. You're thinking, right, their T side was pretty solid for the most part. They were in control of the game. They were very good at getting reads and finding opening kills. You now need to call upon a few players to pick up their form just a tad over towards one win, and they should have no problems. Boomich and Travis, who've been a little bit quiet, to kind of name a couple. But the rest of the team, really solid. Deco, 33 kills. Forrester on 31 as well. So not bad. Him and Nickelback both sharing 31 kills, in fact. So they've been really, really solid. And when you consider that we're now at a point where we're 30-odd rounds in towards this game, and you've got kind of multiple of them are in and around 180 yards. You got 3 players over towards one win in and around 180 yards. It's pretty damn immaculate from them.
Yeah, for sure. I think, there is an awful lot to be said for one win. At the same time, you know, maybe with scorelines like that, should they perhaps have been coming away with the victory already? Maybe. It definitely was a weird one, a really high frag in regulation, and somehow we end up in overtime. Usually when you see that, you know, it is a team that comes away with things. It comes down to 1 or 2 rounds in there that really make the difference, and it ultimately is not what we see. We see this very, very close finish and one win with a streak towards the end to find themselves in the overtime. So really surprising stuff, and I think that this game is definitely a difficult one, a fatiguing one as well to play in. Certainly was the trend there. Sangal seemed to be running out of gas a little bit, so we'll see. It really is a difficult one to predict moving forwards, but one win with an advantage is perhaps all they need. We'll have to see now moving into the second half of overtime.
It's delivering, to say the least. Also to mention, on the other stream, their first map, Ignis Serpents, won 1915 over Big Academy in OT. And second map's also gone OT again. Just went to OT. So they're having a nice long one over there as well. Let's see. One went in towards that T side. Boomich in towards a Krieg. Interesting to see. Not, of course, in meta anymore.
A little bit different. You see it from time to time, you know, particularly see it when maybe an AWPer can't afford an AWP and just needs something with a scope. But that is not the case here. We just have, you know, Boomich changing things up for the overtime, I suppose. Has been a while, and he is playing towards middle, so a couple of things check out, but we'll see how it goes down. Maybe when this first exchange, you know, this first fight for him comes in, we'll see and say, perhaps if he had an AK, he would have won that. Nonetheless, the first fight's actually going to go down towards the apartments area. Nickelback gets the trade. Soulfly not going to be able to make it away with that secondary AWP. Are they bursting in? It looks like they are going to try and send some players round with Nickelback making his way down. Travis on the lurking play will find PANIX, finding a man advantage there for one win. What can they do with it? The AWP is not going to be spotted out. Scrunk has to be very careful. Nickelback has pushed in incredibly deep behind the smoke. There's hardly any information for Sangal to work with, and there is a lurking Travis on the way. Nickelback falls. They just have to wait. They just have to relax. Should be an easy pickup here for Travis. Going to get it done. Just Scrunk hidden away, and he is indeed hidden pretty effectively, but Travis cleanly takes him out of the round, and that might just be it here for the 18th. Ooh. Looks to be the case. Deco takes Kory, and now 2 in a row from Sangal going to be required.
Oh my god, Deco is so crisp, man. So talented. 34 kills, 31 for Forrester, 32 for Nickelback. It's all she wrote. Travis is also picking up his form as well. And you look over towards Sangal. Things are looking very dire. Just to consider, they hit 15. They should have pushed on towards Ancient. Now where we stand, eh? You took a one win over towards A early doors. Looking like they might even want to go quick as well. setting up, ready and waiting for it. He's called by a flash to try and keep them at bay. It's the right call by Sangal. They got a lot of their presence here.
They do indeed. It's not a bad move. Are they going to be ready for the hit to come in? So far, so good. Kory finds the first. They will charge their way through. Travis trying to find the frag onto the player underneath. It does get a little weird over here. What is going on? Absolute carnage. He will bail, but are they going to be able to make it away? Oh, a key frag coming in. PANIX misses the shot. Nickelback punishes him. And now a man advantage, but the AWP sticks around a little while too long. Soulfly gets a catch. And it's back down to a 2 versus 2. Goodness me, this round doesn't stop. And they're headed back towards that A site instead, where it is just Soulfly hanging on. But he's found his way into a sneaky spot. Scrunk as well, starting to perhaps confirm the fact that they are not going B. Where's the aggression coming in? Is there an overface? Is there a peak that one win can work with? It looks like there is not. Boomich will lead the charge. Nickelback behind him with 33 kills to his name. Nickelback going to look to hold. There is a flank coming in. Soulfly looking for a timing play. Will be able to find them both. Yes, he will. And keeping the game alive for Sangal.
Fine margins once again. But all came through that wrap from B, right? Just knowing and locking in that they're not over towards apps. If they're going towards B, they have to be going through short. But you can kind of see that from the A position. They would have had to be taking a long fight over towards Cat. You don't want to be taking those sort of engagements because they're very coin flippy. Sangal, fine margins. But let's see. Let's see if things continue. And if they can push it to a second OT. One win, stay competitive. PANIX going to try and take this early fight here. Boomich and the Krieg up close to personal. Once again picking it up.
Yeah, I don't know about the Krieg buy, bro. I suppose he did find a kill with it in the previous round, but just a bit funky in it, just a bit weird. He's only got 15 kills anyway, I suppose. So if he sees it as a way to get him some more frags, then fair enough. You know, you can't knock it. Nonetheless, they've got a lot of control towards Connector. This looks pretty scary. There will be a peek out from Soulfly. Spots one player, gets the information in at the very least. But now Kory called under into contention. He will find himself a double. Boomich takes down PANIX. It's a 4 versus 2, and it looks like we might be headed to another overtime here unless Deco and Boomich can do the impossible.
Need some magic. Need something special. Let's see. 2 versus 4. The Krieg will find one. That's an important kill. And he falls away as well, trying to take another fight. Soulfly will see him all 4 down to Deco. He's a magician with the old zoom banger, but this would be something miraculous. He actually didn't spot the gun barrel either. Tunnel visioned in. Time's ticking as well. 20 seconds to work with. Surely there's no chance.
Yeah, not looking too likely, to be honest. Molotov comes in, pushes Kory out into the open, but it's actually... Oh, okay, it does spread to him. I was going to say somewhat ineffective. Yeah, just not going to happen here. They just have to not die. Round's over, Chief. Nice quick scope, I suppose, but, you know, what's it worth at the end of the day? He gets his 36th kill. He will be, you know, the highest fragging player on the server. But another overtime going to be required here between One Win and Sangal. Not over until it is over, and that is most certainly the case. They needed 2 in a row, and Sangal got it done. Backs up against the wall, and they survive.
Yeah, 22 is now what we're looking for, right? And again, over towards each of these 2 sides, they've had their moments to close out the game, and both of them struggling. It seems to be the eternal curse of Tier 2, closing out these games. And technically speaking, Agent's still looming. If Sangal can make a little run here, who knows, man?
Yeah, and I mean, the ebbs and the flows of overtime, right? Like, you just regain so much confidence. Back and forth and back and forth. It is incredibly difficult to deal with, I think. When you've got all the money, it's kind of removes an element of the game, so you're just relying on finding frags, grinding the rounds out, and playing your game. You don't have to worry so much about, are they buying? What are they going to be stacking? What are they doing? You know, you just go through the motions and play pure Counter-Strike in overtime. So I think that can lead to it being very back and forth. And it is difficult to say whether it's like, oh, well, you know, one win, are they going to be able to bounce back, or can they deal with it? There's less kind of pressure. You're just playing rounds of Counter-Strike and hoping that things work out positively for you.
That's it. Oh, hopefully back underway in just a second. Of course, get the show back on the road. There we go. Of course, now OT number 222 is what we're looking for as our magic number. Sangal, of course, continues to start on that CT side. They've just found 2 out of the last 3. It does seem like a bit of a battle of who can get double digits on the T side. That might be enough. But we'll have to wait and see. Already, this game going down to an absolute marathon already.
Yes, indeed. We'll see how things pan out here. Run boost coming through. Not going to be able to find anything in towards the middle area. Kyuubii with a bit of an off angle here. Travis wants to take him, but the AWP is around the corner. Travis, though, has got balls of steel. Oh my goodness, and he nearly finds Soulfly. That is ridiculousness. What a move from Travis coming in. 4 versus 3. And a hefty advantage for one win to now work with. They should be able to shape themselves up well in this round. Things looking very, very good indeed. As it starts to get away from them slightly. Boomich, though, with the AWP out towards middle. Recovering his fallen comrades' weaponry. Will manage to start to seal this one in. Just down to Kory and Scrunk.
Yeah.
Not looking too good.
Smoke over. See what they can do with it. Oh, smoke in the face of Kory. Going to make his job a little bit tougher. Forced back over towards jungle. The commitment going to be made over towards the A site. It's actually the right call as well. No one's over towards the site, so it should be absolutely free reign. Free territory for them. Kory forced off with the flames. And this round already coming down to its ending. It's looking like nobody here to meet them. They just need a CT smoke as well, and they'll be fine. Or a molly will do.
Indeed, molly should be all good. Bomb goes down. Nice find onto Kory. And it is just going to be Scrunk. He taps away for 1, but he's dealt with quickly. And 1 win, move up to 19.
Not bad. Not bad indeed. There's that T-side round we're talking about. They can make it a double. And statistically, things would look pretty good for them. But we'll see. For Sangal, that one fell very quickly to the wayside, right? And that's the big thing. In a matter of mere moments, it was a shaky round from them on what was looking like a previously pretty comfortable CT position. With how OT is, right? We've already spoken about its fine margins, and both sides have this inability to close out games. They can't let anything slip. But they're into a pause. Hopefully it's only a brief one. And then we can get the show, of course, back on the road. Open play for PANIX. And the big thing as well is what we've seen is we mentioned about how this has been still very top heavy, right? For the most part, you know, coming in towards OT, Kory only had 8 kills at one point, right? And that alone was, you know, it's pretty damning. He was struggling to find that form. Thankfully, he's found a little bit more in towards OT, but even still, not exactly as impactful as what you see across the board. And as we've already spoken about their praises, both Deco, Forrester, Nickelback, just unbelievable from them. 36, 34, and 32 kills respectively. It is an absolute clinic from them. Kory trying to make things better, and a drop an important kill. Deco advises against peeking in towards the M4.
Nice reposition from Kory coming in as well to just see off another frag. Deco will eventually take him down. Surely the damage already done unless the AWP can find Kyuubii up close here. It's somewhat of an off angle for Kyuubii, but he gets it done. PANIX on the backside will see off Boomich. A crazy aggressive push down middle that somehow was indeed not spotted out. Forrester on short. Don't rightly know what's happened there. And bailing the bomb out is going to be easier said than done, to be honest. Yes, Forrester might have some control on B, but he's just going to, yeah, pull off a full-on flank, and he knows that this is really his only option. Can see him finding 1 frag, but finding both of them certainly will be a toughie. Ooh, and Scrunk starting to think about it, however. Not really looking the right way. Forrester looking to take a big bite out of this A defense. Unfortunately, I don't think he'll really be able to capitalize too much. Where is that final player playing from? Where is he going down? However, Soulfly spins around, going to look to find the double, and he will indeed seal it off. 19-19. It keeps on coming for both sides.
Yeah, all time square. We said all we're looking for 1 win is 2 rounds out of 3 on the T side. This is their opportunity. If Sangal find 2 out of 3 on the CT, things could, well, probably just continue to carry on trucking along the way they have been. Let's see. I think there's been a lot to like over towards Sangal in terms of when they get that opening kill, how they can control the game. It's about finding the opening kill. It all came down to Kory there, just as we were kind of talking about him being quiet at times. Oh, that's a missed shot from PANIX. He'll be punished. And already things are a little bit dicey. They're getting mid-control. Soulfly trying to reclaim some space. Will spot out a couple.
Nice nade onto Forrester. Can they find the trade onto him, though, is of course the important question here. Certainly going to be a difficult one, as 1 win are very, very worse for wear, despite being a man to the good. So really not too sure what to call on this one, who's coming out ahead, who has that advantage. It feels like, you know, it maybe does rest in the balance here on this one, to be honest with you. They're going to go for the smokes out towards A. There is a player in the form of Kyuubii who could do a lot of damage from stairs. Just smoking out Con, leaving everywhere else open and looking to try and take the fight. Smoke on towards the site makes life very awkward indeed. Crack angle for Kory. Can't be traded out. Cheeky lurk through the smoke. Kory will go down. Forrester's lurk is sound. And Soulfly looking in for a trade, but easier said than done. 4 versus 2, and with positions vaguely known here on that T side of things, not looking to give their lives away. Forrester does go walking through the smoke a little haphazardly and will pay the ultimate price. Again, surely should be all good here, you would say. Deco has to be careful close to the smoke. They know where he is. They hear him, but he wins out the fight on the first, looking for a kill on towards the second. Not going to happen. Reposition for the AWP of Boomich. Tap onto the bomb from Strunk. Will be spotted, but not finished by Boomich. That's a big deal. Another tap onto the bomb, but Travis is there at the right time, sees him off, and will find 20 for 1 win.
Fine margins, but that's not a bad half. 2 out of 3 on the T side. Exactly what we're looking for. And again, comes down to it. Can they keep things going? Can they keep the consistency? The CT side is where 1 win have had a lot of their good work. Found 2 out of 3 on the CT in towards OT number 1. We're looking to see whether they, of course, can continue that run of form. If they do so, no, the target. 22 is exactly what we're looking for. Not bad, though. Not bad. We're back on the way. 1 win. 2 rounds away from taking the series 2-0 in what was a double OT thriller. Sangal need a flawless performance here on their T side if they want to take it and pushes towards Ancient. This game's still got a lot to give, it seems. It's a case of boy, it's a question of can 1 win close it out. Both of these sides have eternally struggled in this series to close out this game, this series, the map. It's now the time.
Nickelback, first one to open up. And that is a scary prospect for Sangal. They want to be getting things on the board here. Lovely nade usage coming through from Travis to just make life very difficult indeed for Mr. Scrunk. They will have to back away, and indeed they get the mid control, but it costs them an awful lot.
Ready? Now, mid control in their favor. There might be a gap opening up in the side of that smoke, but Kory's ready for it himself. Doesn't matter. Nickelback had the advantage. We'll get yet another kill in towards mid window. It's important. PANIX finds a kill. Instantly traded. This is the Counter-Strike 1 we need to be playing on the CT side. Just dominant control. And the final 2 remaining over towards the T side have already taken significant damage. 21 is looming.
Looking more and more and more likely. But again, Sangal, they managed to run it back last time. They might have to do so once again. It is a real test of the constitution of this team. The fatigue aspect comes into play. Can they keep it rolling? Can they find it within themselves to stay alive once again? Maybe it happens in this round, but we are indeed doubtful. Nickelback will confirm that fact. And looking down the barrel of 40 frags is the in-game leader.
Let's see. 21-19. Map and series point to 1 win. Sangal now hunting for triple OT to keep their dream alive here. They fought tooth and nail to stay in this game, but it always felt like 1 win have just had the ever so slight advantage. Of course, the question, will it come to the conclusion? Travels over towards short to deny mid control. And he has the support of Nickelback, who was so strong in towards that previous round.
Ooh. Spam through the smoke. Does a lot of damage on towards Scrunk, but no finish of the frag coming in. They are playing thick and fast there on the Sangal esports side. I'm very happy to see that they are not going quietly into the night. They will keep their confidence coming and try and battle back as best they possibly can. The AWP taking an advanced position. PANIX can't find anything, though, and he doesn't want to go too deep in towards B. He does not want to give his life away early on in the round.
Nickelback will scoop up some util. And at the very least, we'll try and make things work for him. Let's see, right? This is a position where things are looking uncomfortable. Kyuubii finds Boomage. That's important.
Big frag. Deep position here as well, coming through from Soulfly. Travis, going to get good timing. Can he get any more here? Only one, but he sets up another frag. 3 versus 3. Soulfly lurking behind in the back. Big kill coming in, but actually doesn't present itself. Thought there was going to be a fight going down, but Deco bails on the idea and does not give his life away.
Look at the time, man. Look at the time. It's ticking. Not a lot left in this round. And Forrester alone, if he's not cleared, he could be the linchpin to success. The molly swings, but it will not damage him. Forrester staying alive. It's all that matters. The AWP can't push him off the angle. 8 seconds, 7, swinging in. Will not find the kill on towards Scrunk. And the bomb just about goes down in time.
Fine margins, as you would say, sir. That is certainly the case on that one. They're going to boost up, try and find some information towards the apartments. Nothing presents itself. Time ticking away. Boost around the corner this time. Oh, tag onto Soulfly. Stays alive. That's, of course, all important. The AWP of Scrunk will manage to get it done, and Soulfly flashes himself around. Oh, my goodness. Maybe they are going to do it again. They bring it down to just 1 round between another overtime and between, of course, 1 win taking it.
That's a ridiculous one to take as well for Sangal. That looked hopeless. It looked like they had no chance of making that one stick. And somehow, someway, the finest of margins, they stay alive. And potentially, that could have broken the back over towards 1 win in terms of their morale. They thought they'd done everything they could to make it work. And that's not a great start either. The Molotov directly hitting Nickelback. Already a little bit uncomfortable. You can see them getting a little bit nervous. Big nades coming through, and Deco takes a chunk of damage.
Fantastic start. Forrester just holding the line towards B. Does need to be a bit careful. PANIX is moving in and lands the flick. Forrester maybe with an ill-advised peek. And that could be all the difference here. That early pickup coming through for Sangal is a big, big deal.
That's huge. Get back over towards A. Boomage here, up close and personal. Trying to take this first fight. Needs to be careful not to overextend. He struggled at times. He's got Deco to support. It's a double ramp stack. Deco pushes the angle. Boomage falls, and it's falling apart. Triple OT might be needed here unless Nickelback can bail them out. The bomb rotating, in fact.
Ooh, yeah, but Travis is still here. It's not going to be an easy run like they think it might be. They're going to go towards middle, maybe towards short. PANIX has to be careful. Travis looking for a cheeky frag. Meanwhile, Soulfly lurking around will take down the AWP of Deco. Big, big kill. Discovers that A is completely open. And I think that might just do it for them. Great find from PANIX. He's been so fast in this round when his team needed him. And it does indeed look like we're going to get another overtime here. Goodness me, this is pretty incredible stuff coming through from Sangal to run it back so heavily.
Yeah, it's all come down to this man as well. PANIX, this round, He has caused so many problems. Nickelback going to try and get his 41st kill, and he will do exactly that. Not going to make a difference, though, is it? 5-7. Oaking his head in, and 21 all. This game continues to give. It continues to find some sort of second win, third, fourth win as we go into our third OT. I mean, these two sides right now, inseparable. There is no real difference between either of them. They're both putting up absolute clinics, both on the T side and the CT side. And it's honestly anyone's game. And there's still a world in which H in our third map is needed.
Yeah, and I mean, that is twice that Sangal were able to run it back there. In the first overtime, they get 2 rounds in a row when it's needed, and they did it again there in the second overtime. So, yeah, really playing heavy Counter-Strike at the moment. Incredible stuff. Absolutely incredible stuff. And it does just continue here with the, like you say, inseparable nature of these two teams. Absolutely explosive, and I mean, I hope it does continue into this third bout of overtime. Neither team checking out, no one going quietly into the night, and Sangal with a really great turnaround. We're going to take a quick little break before we get into it, though, folks. I think we have an extended one here, so stick with us. We'll be back with Overtime 3 soon. Well, goodness me, we continue with the Counter-Strike here on Mirage. Nearly 2 maps of CS coming in. Another overtime required to decide this one. Of course, it is not over until it is over, and that is certainly how things go down. Brilliant stuff. 1 win. Looks set. Ooh, okay, to maybe start off a bit shaky here. Deco going to take a lot of damage early on.
All the Dreamstar, for sure. They're looming as well in towards Palace. Want to make something of this. Boomich just on the angle as well towards Ticket. The rotation coming through, but they're already out. Nickelback will find one. Quick trade coming through as well. And now they've got space to work over towards A. Boomich is beckoning over rotation to help.
Flash comes round for him. Not able to find anything off the back of it. Molotov to come through from Kyuubii to try and give them some space, some control towards A. Still keeping the AWP trained on B. They're not quite sold just yet. Travis, meanwhile, has got to be very, very careful. He is somewhat weary of a flank, but was not ready for the angle of it. Kory, perfect timing. And really now makes this A bomb site incredibly hard for OneWin to keep a hold of, to be honest with you. Maybe another one to be found as well. Boomich will get one frag. Needs a little more than that, though. Needs some support, of course, coming in from Forrester here. Deco watching the angle. Can he win the fight? No, he can't! Kory finds him. Forrester keeps chiming in, however. Boomich with a big reposition. Could be exactly what the doctor ordered with only 20 seconds remaining. Oh, this is a big read move. Can the spam stop the bomb plant? No, it can't. Boomich, so he finds one, brings it down to a 1 versus 1. Just Kory and Forrester left in a key round. Forrester going to go for the hold. Kory spots him on it. Oh, but Forrester faked it out, tried to hold it. Not going to happen. Kory comes away with the frag and with the round for Sangal.
It's so ballsy from Forrester. And even though it didn't work, I still love it, right? He's got, what, 4.5 seconds of the defuse there done. It's unfortunate. Fine margins for Sangal, all down to Kory actually winning that round. Really well played from the flank coming through from under. Finds an important kill in towards connector. Another one on towards short, and a third as well to deny the defuse. Single-handedly has found a 22nd round on the board. And for that on the T side, Molly, you coming through, extinguish like the smoking Kyuubii, trying to get out in front of it. It's chaotic Counter-Strike right now, and I think Fatigue is forcing these sides to play, well, extremely aggressive CS.
Oh, Panic's going to open up onto Forrester. Sangal, they have found the wave. They have found the groove. Soulfly ready for this fight, and he wins it easily. Magnificent stuff. A 5 versus 3 ensuing then between the two teams, and Sangal in full control.
Ancient's looming. That third map on the docket. Because right now, OneWin are getting overwhelmed. They're getting exposed. Individuals. I think you can definitely safely say Fatigue is affecting them. With a Sangal, it seems like they're performing better under the fatigue, under the stress. Seems some of their best Counter-Strike in these last 2 rounds. Backward towards ramp. Deco up close and personal. Shotgun AWPing is his favorite. He's tough. It's the first and gets away as well.
Ridiculous. Going back in for a bit more by the looks of things.
Love it.
Goodness me. I'll get the bomb out of there, though. They don't want to mess with Deco. Scrunk looking for a lurk play, and he's going to get it. They've done that many a time on that Sangal side of things, and again, this is maybe where the fatigue comes in. Some of the complacency of OneWin really costing them. Boomich will go on high, but can't win the fight. Scrunk demolishes him, and they will pull the bomb out once again. Travis has kind of got the right idea, but he's left on 25 HP. Maybe he gets a kill, but obviously they want the round here on the side of OneWin. Let's get one. Not getting hyped just yet. Upshot misses. Kory going to melt himself a little. Travis will get taken down through the smoke, though. There you go. Everything makes sense in the end. 23 found. There's potential for them to get up to 24 here. OneWin, they're the ones stuck for ideas now.
This is some dominant Counter-Strike. I've got to be saying, Sangal side right now on fire. OneWin, what has happened? This side falling oh so quiet. Got 2 guys on 40+ kills, and Forrester's not that far off, but even still, they look completely dead in the water. 23-21, and Sangal's put up a clinic so far in towards OT number 3. Remembering as well, ladies and gents, 25 is the number we're looking for here into OT 3. Seems like OneWin right now are sort of fighting for survival more than anything. Not exactly a side who were at one point, a couple of points in fact, on the brink of taking a 2-0.
Yeah, man. Been a wild ride on Mirage. I don't even remember what Inferno looked like. It was so long ago.
It's pretty nuts, right? This is our 45th round of Mirage Counter-Strike.
Yeah, bleed neck. Yep. All the Mirage haters right now are
seething.
Absolutely fuming in chat. Yeah. Either way, push out towards middle from Sangal to try and gain some control. They will indeed get it. One win. Can't really fight them at this late stage of the round. What is the move? Where do you go now? Big nade damage done. Deco out here with the AWP. Get a smoke down. Does have to watch himself a little. He's actually going to fake things out. There's a player towards the dark. Could make it very weird indeed. And it does. It works out. Boomich will be traded quickly. The chaos ensues. And there's so many bodies here. Nearly 3 for Nickelback. Set up for Travis. Down to just Scrunk. And he is spammed down from behind. There you go. They will manage to recover one back. But it's still a lead for Sangal to work with.
Yeah, it's still uncomfortable, right? That's the big thing. 23 to 22. This game just continues to give an absolute marathon of a performance right now. Who's going to break the deadlock? I mean, that's the big thing, right? Who's going to be able to close this one out? Both sides have had just plentiful opportunities, but you can now see especially that Sangal have tapped in towards this kind of reservoir of energy ready for an OT number 3, where for one win, they're looking a little bit flustered, a little bit feeble. Those first 2 rounds on the CT side for one win were not that comfortable, not that great, and has given Sangal an opportunity. One win needs to be flawless on their C side if they want to take this in OT number 3. And it kind of feels like right now, if one win want to take this in a 2-0 fashion, they're playing for a quad OT.
Yep.
Break done there, right? And now they've had a couple of opportunities to speak. I think Nickelback, of course, being the IGL, Hooch, the coach, coming in to have a talk, but also Boomich, right? Secondary caller. We know what this guy can do in terms of his level of experience. One winner kind of trying to find something and a nothing there, right? Let's see if they can.
Let's see if they can. Molotov comes in, going to make life a bit awkward towards the top end of middle. We'll give their positions away as well, so they're somewhat trapped in there. They do have to be careful with making it out. Just makes life, incredibly awkward, like I say. However, no frags coming off the back of it.
Yeah, what now, right? For one win. Early bit of space come through. Early bit of util used. They bait out a fairly decent amount over from that CT side as well. What's the play? The bomber's going to group up with the likes of Deco and Nickelback in towards apps. Actually, only one player here towards B. That's a huge thing in itself. Krieg holding in towards mid. That'll force PANIX away, but he rotates over towards the B side. So that itself is already a little bit damning.
PANIX. Oh, what a shot. What a shot. What a moment. Looking solid here as they're trying to rush through a smoke now, really. Not looking too good. Forrester's flown in. PANIX being a little weird in and around the action. Misses the shot onto Travis as the flick does not quite land for him. 3 versus 3. One player coming in from short could certainly do some damage. One plank coming through. Oh, but the nade sees off Forrester. Genius stuff. Molotov as well to deal with that. Deco will be left incredibly low. There's a presence out towards short now that really looks to deny the bomb plant away. Soulfly finds the frag. Left to just Travis. Up against 3. No time to get it done. They will let him run around and indeed win the round off the back of time. Sangal are now the ones looking down the barrel of the victory here.
What a game we're getting, and Travis not saving anything over. Map point, Sangal. Ancient looming in the wings as well, and you gotta say, it's not like Sangal have given up for a second here. So many opportunities where one win should have closed off this game, and vice versa as well. It's looking like OT3 will be concluded here on Mirage in what has been a marathon of a game. And then things kickstart and continue back over towards our third and final. Unless one win can find something left. Something left in the tank. I'm going towards mid. Space created as well for one win. That B hit that came through. They really struggled. They could not get that bomb down. That cost them everything. How are they going to make this one work a little bit better? How are they going to make it stick?
$1 million question there, boss. We shall see. A stack coming in from Sangal.
I like it.
Certainly an interesting move, but yeah, it is a bit foresight from them. Looking to nail this one home and keep Sangal in the series. However, it is going to be a B hit coming in. Just Scrunk over here. Ooh, he doesn't really know where to go. He's looking a little panicked as he's left alone. They really can't help him unless he finds a couple of frags to boot. Awkward smoke in towards the forest area. Travis goes flying around. Forrester will trade him out. Deco's found Kory as well, which was a very big frag towards short. Gives him that man advantage to work with. 4 versus 3 on the retake, of course, going to go for it here on that Sangal side of things. Deco spots one crossing. Soulfly goes back in for the repeat. What a madman. Wins out the fight, making things look very doable indeed. Nickelback going to be forced forwards by the Molotov. Oh, he's been spotted out. He's been spammed down. Can they deal with him, though? Forrester is the man to get through if they get tunneled in onto Nickelback. It could be dangerous here, but they don't. And they find Forrester. Boomich, with nothing but a Krieg, is going to have to do it all. He stands strong. He finds one. They're on the bomb. Can he get them off? Yes, he can. What a spray down from Boomich on the Krieg to keep one win alive.
And Boomich has been so quiet at times in towards Mirage. He's struggled to have impact, but he's picked the best time to find it. Oh my god. We continue. We keep going. Right now, we're heading into the 48th round of Counter-Strike here on Mirage. That in itself is pretty monstrous. We're getting, well, we are technically speaking in 2 maps worth of CS within just Mirage alone. What a monstrous game we're getting here. PANIX, a lot of damage he's been taking there. Molotov as well will keep him at base. We cannot rotate back in towards mid. And you can see why they're putting so much pressure on him. Make sure that orb is dropped immediately, but a quick trade from Soulfly.
Quick trade is pretty important. What can one win do with the control that they have gained? Aggression coming in towards the palace area. Deco gonna get the drop. No, he missed the shot. And Kory, oh, a massive kill. What a move, a confidence move coming in at the very final round of the map, potentially. After such a long fight. Just walking into Palace. Who's going to expect that? Kyuubii gets traded out, but still retaining the man advantage here. I'm going to be retrieved. Nice pickup coming in from Travis. Not ready for Scrunk on the trade, though. And it is just Boomich once again. He found 3 in the previous round. So surely 2 should be doable. Guesswork begins, though. Where does he go?
It's the big question, isn't it, right? We're calling on Boomich in a clutch again. Can he make this one stick? One versus 2. Bomb in hand. Time is ticking as well. And you can see Scrunk just ever so hesitant to rotate away. He's holding for a flank. Will you hear him dropping out? No. I don't think he has. Oh, maybe he has. Trade on the angle. Bomb's got to go down. He might just plant safe it. Swing. Coming through. Spots him, but opts to swing with the bomb. Questionable to say the least. And the AWP train on the angle. There we go, ladies and gents. Map number 3 is needed. Ancient is up next. And it took 3 OTs. It took 48 rounds of Mirage Counter-Strike. But we are going to Ancient. This game continues to give. It's been an absolute marathon. My God, Sangal, I mean, credit to them, but they should have closed out on regulation, let's be honest.
Yeah, mad one, mate. Absolute mad one, to be fair. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I don't know what to say. It